Today we're taking out the J2M5, the 4.7 premium version with 30 mils in the wings. Only 84 rounds at extremely high velocity, so they're quote unquote easy to use. The problem is we're on the wingtips, not even the wingtips, we're in the middle of the wing. But paired with a low rate of fire, this makes it kind of hard to kill people at shorter ranges, and you don't have a lot of ammo to shoot people at longer ranges. You could up to down the convergence a little bit, but it messes with my aim more because it actually moves the little cursor, and I've done basically 15,000 games with 600 meters, so I'm not going to change that. You're free to do that if you want. It doesn't do me much good. The J2M5 is a high altitude variant. It has 3 supercharger gear in case you run manual engine control. And what you're going to see today is basically 20 minutes of high altitude fighting. It's going to start off with this little 2-man squad of Spitfires at high altitude. We got Eggman and the Dench die. And we're going to start off with him being right below me. So I should have got trouble here and I would have killed him right here as well. I tried to drop flaps, tried to pull in, but I'm just so much higher that I wasn't aware of how big my turning circle was, which was a mistake on my end. Because I haven't been flying this thing a lot. It was the third game I did in the thing. And I wasn't really used to fighting at 6.5 to 7 kilometers yet. Because that's just something I normally don't do. This game I was kind of forced to. Because there were a lot of people at altitude. Most of them dove away. But these two kept their altitude. And yes, the J2M does turn well. You don't turn as well as a Spitfire. So what I'm trying to do is bring these guys to a very high altitude. I can notice that Eggman is kind of lagging behind, so I'm hoping that is not a Mark 9. The Mark 9 is also the high alt variant of the Spitfire, at least the lower tier Spitfires. And I'm not too sure how well I can handle these guys up at this altitude. So what I'm trying to do is split them up a little. Get them in different energy states so I can try stealth fighting one and basically ignore the other one. But in the end, this doesn't really seem to be the case, and I'm not sure if it's because it's a different plane. In retrospect, yes, Eggman is a Mark 5, so my hunch was correct that he's a little bit worse at altitude, or a lot worse at altitude. But I think the fact that the other guy in the Mark 9 was pinning me down relatively well, that I couldn't really get my guns on him, and he's kind of like just staying behind him, trying to be safe. In general, I want to kill the Mark 9 first, but of course I can also go for Eggman, because he's in the Mark 5, and by killing the weaker link first I can 1v1 the better plane. So it's a little bit on how you want to fight it. I can either fight this in a way that I will go for the better plane by separating him off the worst plane, because the worst plane can get near me and then I can 1v1 this Spitfire, or I kill the worst plane and then I have a 1v1 with the better plane. This is a little bit of decisions and a little bit of just figuring it out for yourself. And it really just depends, for me it really depends on what they are doing. Who presents themselves the best in order to get them killed. And right now they're breaking off, which is something I like. I'm turning to the left in case this guy, Dench guy, tries to turn around and intercept me. I'm gonna complete this loop and go for Eggman. He's behind the Dench guy, and because he's on the 6 of the other guy, he will have to do a 180 in order to help him. If I go for Dench, I will have Eggman right on my 6, which is something I'm not really fond of. I'd rather have my 6 clean. So I'm just kind of like testing the water, seeing what they're trying to do. High altitude fighting really is just a test of patience, and you just need to get yourself familiar with it. Because fighting up here is a completely different game as fighting down low. And you can tell that I'm just not very used to it, which is why I will make some mistakes. Which is why I'm playing it a bit more safe than I would usually do. But I can't really dive down right now because it's like 3v8 or something. And I can't really engage the guys below these people because a Spitfire will outturn me, and if a Spitfire dives on you with more energy in this thing, it's extremely painful to get off. In the J2M2 you might be able to out dogfight it, you might be, with a big emphasis on might be, but in this thing it's just not going to happen. And right now I'm just passing straight over these guys to see if they react, because I have the advantage. I can do whatever the hell I want. Unless they start diving away, of course, because they will compress later than I do, and I don't want to fight these guys at high speed. So I just let them pass under me, and I will go for the Dench guy first, because he's on the 6 of Eggman. And going for the guy on the back is always the best idea, because you don't want to, again, you don't want to have the other guy on your 6. And I know that these guys are in a squad and are probably on voice comms, so I don't really want to take too many chances. Pretend to go for the front guy, he turns around, and now I can engage him. Let's see what he does. I dive a little bit to pick up some speed, so if he pitches up for me, I have some speed to dodge. He does the right thing, and he just goes straight. If he keeps his speed up like this, I basically can't touch him with his squad mate nearby. squad mate turned around, and I'm now on the 6 of the dense die, and I can basically ignore him, because if Eggman pitches up for me, I will be able to energy trap him completely, and I can kind of ignore the other guy, because he just won't be able to turn around in time and have enough energy to get down on me. So I separated them, pretend to go for the front guy. He's doing a 180 right now. He's very low on energy, well, low on speed, because he has a lot of energy considering he's at like 7.5 kilometers. He just did a 180 and he was already going pretty slow. He tries to pitch up here. Not really gonna happen, just not enough IES up here. And right now it's just him left. Just Aggie man. I'm gonna go in this gradual climb. I'm using my speed and my altitude here to get some separation. And once I get basically as close as I can, before I start outrunning him in terms of distance, I will go up, do a loop, drop my flaps, and I will cut back down into him. And I will be on the 6. He should have turned here. He should have turned like way before I got on the 6. That's why he can quote unquote force ahead on. And I won't be able to get on a 6 like this. Right now he's diving, so I pitch up a little bit. I wait, I don't instantly go because that puts me in a very bad position. I wait a little bit and I pull back onto the 6. And right now, 0.65, very good distance to get on someone 6. And I want to get this guy out of the map. It's a Mark 5 drop, I noticed at this point. And he's dead. And I hear someone else, and that's the Pyromursky. If I pronounce that right, probably not. So what do? We just go back up. I have a lot more energy than this guy. J2Ms are pretty good at low altitude or low speed fights. And that's something I want to abuse. Pyromursky's, however, are extremely dangerous in the J2M5, especially on the deck. And you really do need to be careful when you try to dogfight him. This guy just didn't have enough energy. I get a hit. Something I've been getting a lot of with this plane. And that's the high altitude portion. Basically done for this game. At the end of the game everyone was ground pounding. I managed to get into a dogfight. I killed a guy. But we lost the tickets. And I don't want to bore you with that. I'd rather show you another example of high altitude fighting. Which will speed up as well. I was like debating if I should use all of it or not. But I was gonna just use all of it so you have some context as well. So it's 2v3. G55 on the deck is dealing with someone killing AI, so he's keeping one of them down low, and I'm gonna be 1v1ing this 109 G2 at altitude. What am I doing right here? I'm just trying to get some altitude in, trying to get the altitude advantage of his as small as I can. He's faster than me as far as I'm concerned, and he definitely has the altitude advantage, so he can kind of dictate the fight, which is kind of the different scenario as last time. The problem is in this scenario is that there's one guy below me who I can very easily engage. But if I engage this guy and he just keeps diving away, the energy advantage of the guy behind me will just go up, up and up. And if he plays it right, if he has too much of an altitude advantage, I basically can't do anything anymore. But he seems to dive away. He needs to maybe rearm because we're already pretty far into the game. I just reloaded, so I'm basically good. He didn't. So there's a very big chance that he probably needs fuel, needs ammo, and I can now 1v1 this guy up at altitude. The G55 on my team just took off, so it's 2v3 still, and he's going to be engaging the Yak 9 on the deck. And essentially what I'm doing here is just turning left and right, trying to get him closer, trying to make myself a spicy target. Essentially I'm just wagging my ass in his face, in the hope that he sticks on me. And if he sticks on me, I can bleed a lot of his energy, because if he tries to stay on my 6, I can equalize the energy states very, very quickly. He doesn't take it, so I end up just losing all of that energy, and he gains more of an advantage, and then he does something weird, and that's turn away. And he's just going straight into the sun. And I'm taking a very close eye on this Yak 9 on the deck, and it looks like the Yak 9 just reversed the G55S. And it's a Yak 9T, mind you, and it's not much the best Yak, so I was expecting that guy to die. And there he goes, G55 out of the match. And at this point I'm kind of against the clock, because I'm fighting another 109 as well, 109 F4. And he seemed to be pretty sentient at the start of the game. He was keeping his altitude, he was playing it right. So I want to kill this 109 as fast as I can. And what I'm doing right here is, I'm going to a very gradual climb. I don't want to go too steep, because when I go too steep he will outrun me. And that's something I don't want to happen. So, by going a very gradual climb, I will cut him off and I will very slowly catch him. But the 109 G2 is just faster than me. And he goes into a turn here, which would have been the right thing to do, but I didn't stick with his turn, and thus he gives up his advantage, because right now he does have the altitude advantage and he's a little bit faster than me. But you have to take into account what the enemy plane is doing. Right now, if he had just gone basically straight up, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I was debating if I should taunt him in chat. Decided not to, because really I can understand that it's a hard fight and he doesn't really know what to do, and I don't understand what I'm doing either up here. So I was just gonna let it. I'm not gonna have some banter in chat. And he does a turn here. I was thinking J2M is pretty good at low speed, so I should be able to pitch up into him here. And I am. I got very close, but the J2M doesn't turn well enough. The G2 does have a lot of altitude over me here, or a lot of energy. And he's gonna extend away again, and he's going to this very gradual turn. And it looks like I'm gaining on him, but right now I'm actually not. Now I am, but at the start of the loop I wasn't. Right now he's going relatively straight, and he's doing a very horizontal turn, making it so that I just don't have enough airspeed to kill him. And if he were to pitch up straight here for me, I would have been in a very bad spot. Because I don't have the airspeed to pitch up, neither does he, but I will pass under him if he pitches up right here. But instead he opts to go for a horizontal turn, keep his energy, keep his turning circle up. But as I slowly creep in behind him, I'm going to dump my flaps, and I will shed a little bit of airspeed to get a shot in. I'm going down a little bit to pick up some speed, and then with that speed I will convert that into some turning. Here come the flaps. I go horizontal right below him with a little bit more airspeed, and with this I make it so that I'm cutting into his loop. I'm going to be slowly pitching up here. I don't want to bleed too much speed. I don't want to use too much flaps because it also bleeds my speed. But I need the flaps here to get a shot. And that's him out of the match. And now I'm at 8.5 kilometers. And there's two people ground pounding. Which is what I'm going to wrap up this video with. And if you don't like me speeding this stuff up, I'm sorry. But there's so much empty footage when I don't speed it up, that I think I'm just gonna bore you all to that. And if you really want to see it, you can always slow it down, because there's that little function that YouTube has, which is pretty neat. The engagement here on the 109. I have a massive altitude advantage, and I have a plane that has the advantage in a dogfight. So what do I want to do? Just pay very close attention to the angle I'm trying to engage this guy at. Right now I'm just trying to shed as much altitude as I can, because I need to get to this guy before he gets back to his airfield. Because if he gets back to his airfield, I'm in a Japanese plane, and this thing really likes being set on fire. And I don't like that, so I don't want to go near the airfield. So we start off with diving on him and pushing him down as low as we can. I'm compressing. This is my full turn at the moment, which is something that J2Ms are pretty notorious for. They do compress, unlike some other Japanese planes that are supposed to compress. What do? I try to stay right above him. I go back down immediately, because the more aggressive you are with this kind of altitude advantage, the quicker you can wear someone down, and I want him to die before the Yak 9 comes in. He pitches back down again, so I just pitch back up again. Trying to get these aggressive angles up. If he pitches up for me there, I can just go back up, because I'm still going 350 with a kilometer of altitude on him. I get back on his 6. I'm going to do this one more time. He's going to be passing under me. I pitch up, I throttle down, and now I get a secure position right on a 6. Managed to miss that one. As I mentioned before, the guns are very far apart and the fire rate is abysmally low. But I'm on a 6, I have an advantageous position, so I can just kind of do what I want to do. Hit one of those shells right in his engine, catches fire, and that's him out of the match. And now it's me 1v1 for the Yak 9T, which is by far not the best Yak. And what I want to do right now is just get a little bit of altitude. I don't want to fight a Yak on fair terms. Of course I can start a dogfight with him relatively easily, but it was 4v2. I killed 3 of them, and I don't want to throw the match right now. So what I do is climb a little bit, try to get above him, because my climb rate is superior than him. So the longer I prolong this fight on the deck, the more I will be above him. But to make it even easier for me, he dives on the guy on an AI. And right now, I just go diagonal to him. In case he wants to pitch up to me, he will just lose even more speed trying to fight me. And if he pitches up for me here, he is basically toast. And we will just do the same thing as we did to the 109. The Yak 9 is trying to keep his speed up, going for the straight line speed. He might be faster than me, but I can dive on him and I will go significantly faster than his straight line speed. And thus I will catch him. We're waiting a little bit to start turning with him. Got the throttle to get out of the compression. I'm right on the 6 here. We're going vertical. I throttle back up because I will just have more energy than him. Keep turning into him, drop my flaps, and basically right now he's dead. Very low speed. I'm right on the 6. I shoot, I miss, I shoot again, on fire. And that's 2 more fires as he goes down. And I have it, the J2M5. I hate it. I really do prefer the J2M2. I just did 30 games in each. The guns have a very slow rate of fire, they're kind of spread apart, so they're really annoying to use. And they're giving me a lot of hits, so I don't like that. And yes, I am using tracer bells, which are the fastest and the most damaging shells. Hope you enjoyed it, a little bit different than normally, but I think high altitude fighting is something we should cover as well. Have a nice evening and see you all very soon again.